Hi, Jerry Nelson, Life Coach. Welcome to my video on constructive anger and lesson 1, which is discovering expectations and our anger emotions. Now, why would we start with discovering our expectations? Well, and our anger emotions. Well, if we are not aware of our anger emotions, and we are not aware of what expectations trigger those emotions, we won't really know. We may not even know when we're angry, or we may not know what is actually causing the anger. We may have a mental self-deception in terms of, well, she caused this anger. No, it was my expectation, and she did something that violated it. So we're going to study how expectations are generated, and also explore how to really think through and come to a place of knowing when our anger is actually anger. The reason this is so important to me is because I was raised in an alcoholic family. And in this alcoholic family, I was carefully taught not to have my anger, not just to express it, but I had no idea what it was. I had no idea that when I was angry. So I was extremely well trained to not have an understanding of my own existence. So let's explore how this could possibly happen, and also show you how I overcame it. At first, I knew I was angry, but I was fuzzy about it, and I couldn't figure out why I was angry. So I searched and searched and searched, and over a 2-year period, I found a way of actually getting back to find my anger. And what it was a simple phrase, which was mad, glad, sad, scared. Mad, of course, being angry, but mad being a way of saying I was angry. Now, why would that simple phrase help me? Well, I could not understand. I had an awareness of when I was upset or confused or had some feelings going on, but I didn't always know what they were. So what I did was I repeated this phrase over and over and over, and I tried to relate to, well, where am I at on it regarding this phrase? Mad, glad, sad, scared. Mad, glad, sad, scared. Mad, glad, sad, scared. And I would repeat this over and over, and I would find feelings in some other areas. I was glad about some things, or scared about things, or sad about things. But then when I found anger, many times it was a surprise to me. I had not really understood that I was angry. I would start in a place like confusion, or I would start in a place like something's wrong, but I don't know what. And so what happened was, it would take me up to 2 days to find anger, and then to go work back to what the expectation is. And in this lesson, I'm trying to teach you how to do the same thing. If you've gone through the similar experience of having your emotions washed out of you, so you don't really know who you are on the inside, this exercise may take you months, but it will be extremely worth it, because it's a way of finding out what's really going on with you. So that's the first part of lesson 1, how to find out when you are angry. Mad, glad, sad, scared. Mad, glad, sad, scared. And then let your awarenesses bubble up. Now, at first it took me up to 2 days to find a feeling. Now within 5 minutes, or most, if it's very confusing, an hour, but I can at least understand what's going on in me, so I can address the outside world, since I know me on the inside now. So that's the first part of the lesson. The second part of the lesson is another way to find out when you're angry. And it actually has to do with a bunch of different things, not all feelings. And what it is an acronym. HALT. HALT, H-A-L-T. Am I hungry? Am I angry? Am I lonely? Am I tired? Now this was a thing that came to me probably through Al-Anon, or through people I associated with Al-Anon, in Al-Anon. And what it boiled down to was coming to a place of not being able to sleep, or not being able to function, or being often something that I knew was not natural. And then I would go to HALT and I would say, hungry, angry, lonely, tired, and I would find out which one of those was going on for me. Sometimes I needed to deal with hunger. I had a chemical dependency counselor tell me, never, in your diet, do not get off into just eating pre-prepared cereals, because you're not really taking care of yourself. Hungry, angry. Well, angry would come with the other way we showed you, but you'd at least know you were angry. Lonely. Well, maybe I need to call somebody, or go visit somebody, or be in a place where I can overcome lonely. Or tired. Do I need to go to sleep? And all these different ways focused out what my personal need was at that time. When I found out it was anger, then I could go back to explore, well, what was my expectation? And I recommend watching the anger freedom video that I've done, because it shows how expectations then lead to anger. And so you can get back to dealing with your anger if you can find your expectation. If you can understand what it is you're expecting, then what can you do to deal with, or to manage, or to take the energy out of the anger that's going on for you. Now, these concepts that I've just shared with you, if you just start asking yourself questions, am I hungry? Am I angry? Am I lonely? Am I tired? What's my feeling now? Am I mad, glad, sad, scared? Mad, glad, sad, scared. And just let your real person happen. With those questions, then, you'll be able to know what your expectations are, and you'll know how your anger is generated. In the next lesson, we'll deal with more how to deal with that. The Anger Freedom Process video will help you with that. And also any of the books. I would highly recommend, if you're having a lot of difficulty with anger, get into a support group, a 12-step group like Al-Anon, or get into some other process with a counselor, or with reading. Many books are very useful, some of the 12-step books and some of the personal growth books, so that then you can start increasing your awareness and increasing your ability to manage your anger as you learn about these other things in your life. Now, how do you know when you've passed this lesson? How do you know when you're competent and you've done this lesson? Well, you will know that when you can find your anger when you're angry, mad, glad, sad, scared, or if you're learning to take care of yourself and now all of a sudden you're angry and you know it, or you're tired and you know it, you've got more awareness. So the passing of this lesson is when you are aware of your anger and you have some beginning strategies on how to deal with it. And with that, this is Jerry Nelson, Life Coach, and thank you for watching this video. And please do not pass over this as an academic thing. This is a personal self-awareness, internal, and then being able to express that type of thing, the anger and so on, to someone else. So that's the skill set you're trying to develop here. Best of everything with you in making this happen. And that's the end of lesson 1, which is discovering expectations and your anger emotions. Jerry Nelson, Life Coach.